When you hear the sound of the bell, you know you in the championship rounds. Let's get to it. Fight week recap. Of course, the big talk of the town worldwide is Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. I'm with that. Definitely enjoyed the bout. Have my opinions. The winner truly of this is boxing. Of course, Francis Ngannou won. It was estimated $10 million that he got paid in his debut bout to lose doing the scorecards. A decision, a split decision victory to the lineal heavyweight champion, and discussions of being ranked in the WBC. Come on, man. Boxing won. All right. You hear MMA veterans like Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson say, yo, Ngannou, there's nothing left. And this reminds me of Conor McGregor. It's too much money that he probably made on the side as well, endorsements and things. You saw the commercials on TNT Sports. It was running. Listen, this thing was huge. The concert event attached to it. Are you serious? Come on, man. So much so you're hearing people talk about, never mind the rematch, excuse me, the unification for undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. People are like, never mind that. Let's go for the rematch for Fury and Ngannou. I mean, as a boxing purist, of course, I like to see the belt situation get resolved, man. But who don't like a good fight, right? Plus, I will say leaning towards the Fury Usyk match. There's so much more out there for Ngannou. All right. Of course, Deontay Wilder, now he won a piece. That's cool. um, Hergovic and some guys that seem to be want to press themselves as punchers. I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting in the ring with him. Yeah, man. You hear Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotions, talking about continuing his work with Francis Ngannou. So everything's on the up and up. And also, this thing kind of leaked into the women's boxing side of things because after this bout, you had Clarissa Shields and Chris Cyborg getting at each other, potential crossover bout. So, hey, listen, boxing won. Boxing won. All right. Boxing won. And this was great, 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 great. Salute to everybody involved. Um, Going under the radar on that card, on that spectacle, um, Fabio Wardley versus David Adelaide. That fight had all the elements that we like in boxing from where we're from. You got Fabio Wardley. To some people, they pressing him or present him as the square or because he came from a no joke white collar boxing background. So as a professional, there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, you got David Adelaide's more of a road man, more of a street guy, not his fault, but that's, product of his environment. And boxing perhaps saved his life, if not for the self-protection aspect, just the trade, picking it up. So you got these two, you know, same side, different sides of the same coin, as they say. And this one was a fight, for sure. And what I really got out of it is that I'm going to continue to impart that Fabio Wardley is Jared Anderson's closest contemporary. You know how like we were looking at Wilder and Joshua. Well, if it's Anderson, then it's Fabio Wardley. And if you guys don't see it, then that's on you. But you'll be late to the party. And I don't like to touch the food after everybody, you know. So let me get my first. Let me get my first. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Please, yeah, and I'm hoping Frank Warren is, as much as he's working with Francis Ngannou, lend some of that business acumen and generate some contracts and some negotiations and stir up some action for for Wardley, with Anderson. If that doesn't interfere, I don't know what Wardley's situation is. I don't think he's with Matchroom anymore, but yeah, man. Also going under the radar, O'Shaquie Foster, in such a devastating and dramatic Dramatic is really the word I was looking for. Dramatic fashion, had to get his win, had to dig deep and earn that win against Rocky Hernandez. In the 12th round, he was down on the scorecards. I don't know, did he know? I think it's open scoring and well, they were in Mexico. Hell if I know. Only thing I know is that he had to knock that man out, and he did emphatically. And if I remember, it doesn't seem that he did know, but maybe he had an inkling. But listen, man, 130's fun. Emmanuel Navarrete. Remember, Emmanuel Navarrete's at 130. All right. I doubted him a few times, and what I doubted was his will at certain points. I don't know why, because he was in a hell of a fight with the Australian kid. And the skill, I don't mind awkward fighters. I don't mind guys that fight their own style, because everybody's not cookie cutter boxing. Everybody ain't, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what works for you. So it wasn't that, but I can no longer doubt him. And he may or may not be the man, but hey, what does Androide Garcia, Hector Luis Garcia have to say about that? I'm sure he's got a lot to say about it. Who else we got in the division? You got Foster, Navarrete, Androide, and you got Joe Cordina, who's fighting this weekend. So let's get to and through that. He's fighting Eduardo Nunez? No, not Eduardo Nunez. He's fighting Eduardo Vasquez, right? Oh, because Eduardo Nunez is fighting Shaq Rakhimov, who Cordina beat for the title via split decision. So mixing it up. Maybe Cordina's the one that's really not the man, or has his stake claimed of 130. So maybe this weekend he'll clarify some of that. I'm interested. The fight should be good. Also in that card, I'm going to talk about it more, on the other side of things on the women's boxing, but you got the return of Ramla Ali. Just give you a small piece, a little sprinkle right there. ESPN has a great card. Lots of fighters on there. But in the main event, heavyweight action, Efe Ajagba versus Joe Goodall. Goodall coming in off a win over Stephen Big Shot Shaw. So that one's gonna be pretty good. Ray Martitaya, I'm gonna give you all that on IG. I'm just telling you what's happening. I could tell you what Don King is doing down in Miami, but Trevor Bryan will be there. Man, Don King, man. Oh, fuck all that. Yokasta Valle, the IBF and WBO strawweight champion. She's defending her title against Annabella Ortiz. Again, gave y'all another sprinkle. I said I wasn't gonna give y'all none, but I gave you a little bit more. I'm gonna dig more into that more appropriately on Women's Boxing Wednesday. But yeah, some good action coming up this weekend. Um, yeah, man. So that's pretty much it. I just felt like I had to come and bring you some championship rounds, let you guys know what I felt about what's going on in this thing, because don't get it confused. You can listen to whatever you want to listen to, watch whatever you want to watch, but keep it close to what you know and what you're willing to research, what you're willing to study, and what you're willing to accept and understand. Don't just run with narratives, no matter who it is. Don't run with my narrative. Don't run with nobody's narrative, right? Because the only narrative that really wins or really rings true is the outcome of the bout. Our opinion of the fighters don't matter once they get in the ring. That's what matters, right? And how you feel about that, it depends on how you feel about the fighter. Maybe you holding a little bit too close to the fighter. Maybe you don't appreciate the overall scope of boxing enough, but I don't want to shame you. I don't want to judge you. That's why you're here, to learn more. I'm going to show you how to embrace this thing of ours. So that's it, man. Go ahead and do your thing. Get up out of here. Movement is medicine. Stay dangerous and don't waste your hustle. All right.